Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Go ahead and get up and give God the glory so you can tell him your story. But anyway, it's not very much to unpack from the weekend or whatever as far as the Trump wise. What a turd was always being the turd that's never ending. It's just like an asshole. It's from the beginning to the end. So, but anyway, but which he is. But so he done debut. He was so because he's so vain. I don't know why, because he just ain't nothing but just a big old turd. That's the only way the shape that I could give him. Whatever, because he always boasting about he's 6'3", two what is it, 230 or whatever. If you 230, I am Jennifer Lopez at the age of 30. Yeah, that's me. I'm Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, if that's you at 6'3" and 230 as of this date. Yeah. But now I guess so. He was so vain about them showing how thin his hair was all last week when he was getting off the helicopter and getting off the plane, whatever. Because and I tell you, the internet, they wore him out, but they really wore him out, honey. She didn't went and got her a wig, some plug. Well, what that wasn't a plug. That was one of those clip look like one of those clip in wigs where she clipped it in between her hair. What else? So let me see. Tuesday she was damn near bald. Because she must have had enough hairspray for that helicopter ride, and you could just see the head, whatever. So, honey, she just went on to Miss Ching's and honey and got her a clip in piece, honey. And then yeah, so she had a full lush head of hair, by Thursday, and premiered it Friday, and and the internet has wore her out. Thank you, girls. Thank you. Y'all did more memes than I didn't have to do, not a one. I just reposted what they posted or whatever because y'all wore her out, honey. She was fabulous. So I mean, she was and I hate to say this word because I hate to say anything that's trending and what y'all all say, but she was call herself giving, and you'll never hear me say that again. And then so, but in which she was not. But anyway, yeah, so that was it. And then I told you all yesterday about my nephew. He was in search of his maternal side, his mother's wife, and he was, in search of his maternal side. Grandparents, in which he did find them. They're still here in Mississippi, because he moved to Texas and started his. I'm so proud of him. Started his own truck driving school or whatever, and all kind of stuff. And so, then so now he's come back to try to find them, and he did find them, and it was in Morton, Mississippi. But come to find out, the father was originally from Chicago and blah 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 up north, whatever. So, but anyway, all went well, because I was like Morton, Mississippi. I'm just like, yeah, you may get away. They might have kept me or tried to keep me, whatever, because he can, shit, he can pass for a big old 6'6" white boy, with one of the big old doodlers he got, the new doodling or whatever he got or whatever. I say, you might get away. I said, but I don't have to drive the getaway car because no, because they're not gonna keep me down here no more. And then but his plan was confront his grandfather about his mother and whatever, and what you did. But I told him, I had to put my life coach hat on, and I told him, I said, look, listen to his side and see how this played out. I said, because we know the situation, where all that was back when you were born in '85 and all that, blah blah, you and your sister. So let him talk. I said, let him cook, and then we'll go from there. And everything turned out good. And I'm so proud of you, Deborah Quinn. All right. Y'all have a great day. Get your ass up and get something done. It's Monday. You got a new start. Yeah, and I told you the best part of waking up is fucking waking up. All right.